Hey, guys. How is everybody doing? Hello, Miss Selena. I hope your day has went good. It's almost time for Peter to come and visit, guys. Is everybody ready for Peter to come around? Y'all don't even know what I'm talking about, do you? See who the first person knows who Peter is. Can anybody tell me? Yes, there you go, MC. Yes, Peter Rabbit. Sorry, guys, I've spent the last 4 days with my granddaughter. So Easter has been right at the top of the subject, pretty much every subject. Waiting for a few people to get in here. You didn't know who I was talking about, Selena? Peter Rabbit. No, not Dawn. Hello, Charlie Brown. Talking about Peter Rabbit. You know, the Easter Bunny, Peter Rabbit comes hopping down the bunny trail. Hello, Butterfly Kisses. Peas in a pod. I hope everybody's doing good. No, you know now. Okay. Hello, sweetheart. Well, guys, I'm taking that pretty much everybody watched the video I put out today. And I would like to just clarify something. When I said that I didn't know, well, I didn't technically say it, but I wrote it out on the screen. I understand that Candace, they were actually talking or had been bringing up BK's name. But I was meaning like in her heart, you know, to herself. Was she really saying that it was BK that was only worried about the money? Or was she meaning in herself, you know, deep down, that it was Dawn she was actually talking about? And she was just letting everybody else believe that it was BK. Meaning all he cared about was the money. All she wanted was her daughter back. That's what I was meaning by that. My granddaughter, Dolly John, loves Peter Rabbit. Well, that's awesome. Hello, Victoria. Sending good karma. Well, hello. I'm glad so many people did understand exactly who I was talking about. I see you, Charlie. You were just kidding about it being Dawn. Hey, maybe that's one of his also known as identities. We all here for a little Miss Blue Eyes Summer Wells. We and the sweet, sweet child of mine, nicknames for Summer. Hello, Little Wing. I watched one of your videos today. I believe it was today. Hello, Sea Care. I haven't seen you in here in a while. You can't believe anything she says. Well, I know you can't believe anything she says, hence why I'm saying, instead of her actually talking about BK, could she have privately or subconsciously or whatever you want to put it, could she have been meaning that Don was only caring, or he was getting all the money and she just wanted her daughter, instead of it being BK just wanted the money? And I've had several people ask me, but a specific one keep asking me, well, how do you know that was Kathy talking? Because when Ernie Shell and Candace was having that conversation, it was said in that complete video. The only problem is you can't find that complete video anymore. All you can find are clips. And I give kudos and credit for those clips that I had today. They came from Doolittle Talks channel. I just cut out Doolittle and kept everything of Candace and Ernie Shell. I wasn't trying to take anything away from Doolittle. I was looking for the conversation between Ernie Shell and Candace, where she says that no, she couldn't say that Dawn wasn't the person who walked up to the basement door and took Summer. That's what I was looking for, but I can't find that clip. If anybody has a copy of it or a clip of that, please send it to me. I'm begging you. Hello, Jamie. Corey. Kirsten, Curiosity. Truth to Light. Alpaca Mate, I'm glad to see you in here, sweetheart. Guys, that's what I was looking for, was that one where she says no, she couldn't say Dawn didn't walk up to the door and take Summer. But when I heard that, at first I thought it was Candace saying, you just don't know what Dawn did. And then I realized it was Kathy actually was the one speaking at that moment. But I would truly, truly like to know what it was that Dawn did that they were talking about. And Kathy starts to say it, what it was. And then she stops herself. And that's when Ernie interjects and says, I know Dawn's guilty of it. Or I know Dawn did it. However he put it. And don't get me wrong. I like Kathy. I think she's a wonderful person. And when I got to sit down and talk with her for those 4 hours that we spent at the Cracker Barrel, I did not think to ask her that question, but I would love to know. What was it that Candace was going to tell Ernie in 2 days? What was she going to tell? Kathy recently said she knows what Dawn did and how he treats Candace. Oh, and there's something else. Discovering asked me today, I'm not sure, I didn't understand completely why or what was going on recently, but there was a new YouTuber or somebody came out and was saying something about the Subaru or whatever. But Discovering asked me, did I know about the Subaru being sold? Yes, I do know. Kathy bought the Subaru from Candace for $1,000. And not only did Kathy tell me that, but Don, when I spoke with him on the phone, told me that he asked me what Kathy's address was, because when Candace sold her the Subaru, or the Suburban, sorry, not the Subaru, the Suburban, I'm sorry, I was misspeaking. When he sold Kathy that, or when Candace sold Kathy the Suburban, his tools were left in the back of it, and he wanted his tools back. You know, all those tools that he was worried about gathering up and loading up into the Subaru when Summer got gone, and he had to not rush to his daughter's aid, but stop and put the tools in the car. All those tools. She was playing games with Ernie, too. She wasn't going to tell him what happened. Well, I'm not saying she was. I'm just saying, I wasn't asking Candace, but I would like to know from Kathy, what was it she supposedly was going to tell? Hello, Pink Butterfly. How are you today, sweetheart? Yes, thank you for everybody who has hit the thumbs up. Trust me, the algorithm loves it when you guys do that. I love it when you do that. And seeing as how it's your own channel, or at least partly your channel, you should love it when you and everybody else hits the thumbs up. So go take 2 seconds. I'll shut up for 5 seconds, guys. See who can get out and click the thumbs up before I start talking again. Okay, 1, 2, 3. I'm stopped. All right, time's up, and I counted to 10, guys. I can only shut up for so long. Y'all know that. I have to talk and talk and talk. Hello, Kathy S. Butterfly kisses. I don't happen to think that Dawn was at work all that day either. If in any. Right. Yeah, I didn't understand that either. And you honestly think that he doesn't know where Kathy lives? I mean, that's where Candace was staying. And wasn't the jail supposed to be, or law enforcement was supposed to be notified of where Candace was at? You think he didn't know where she was staying? Thank you for everybody that ran out and did the thumbs up. Thank you. I know there's no evidence, but I still have gut feeling that Dawn was at home when she went missing. Sharon says she don't think he ever went to work that day. Nana, I'm here, but I'm still having buffering issues. I think it's because I'm not at home. Okay, sweetheart. Well, trust me, we just gratefully appreciate you being here and listening, even if it is off and on, cutting in and out. Guys, y'all know I usually put up there, let's chat about this or that or the other. And our live streams always go back to Summer and this case. So that's why I just put it up there. Let's talk. And yes, it's about Summer Wells because it always winds up being about Summer. And especially after that video I put out today. I'm still asking questions. I'm not trying to put no words in nobody's mouth. I'm taking straight out of Dawn and Candace's mouth what they've said. My last 3 or 4 videos, that's all I've done. So nobody can accuse me of trying to say they've done something or said something when they didn't say it. Maybe she didn't tell him I had to move 5 times to get away from my crazy. Well, maybe. But why did she run right back to him? Even before he got out of jail, she was up there on that hill. Would cops have asked if he was at work to workmates? Well, they supposedly did go and talk to him. I don't know if it's true or not. I mean, we're supposed to take them at their word. They're cops. They're upstanding citizens here to defend and protect and serve us. Right? So you tell me what you think. It seems pretty clear he was at work at least part of the day. I just don't think it was the whole day. I believe Dawn won that he did away with Summer and Candace covered for him. Does anybody understand why they can't arrest them while the boy's case is pending? No, and I only know one person that keeps hollering that, and I still don't get it. I don't get it at all. It's bullcrap to me. There's tons of other cases where there are other children involved in the cases, and they still take the parents into custody, even when it don't have anything to do with the missing child. They find a reason, and they lock those parents up until they can either, one, prove innocence or guilt, most of the time guilt, or they can at least get evidence on them to do something, say something to them, file some kind of charges against them. Hello, flies on the coleslaw. How are you today, Kathy? Miss Justice, how are you? Hello, Miss Dippy. I believe he did work half a day, but got off at 12 or 12:30, although went later when his boss to see him at 3. Well, guys, the thing about it is, just like with everything about Summer and the story of her getting gone and what time, from where, who was the last ones around her and all that, we don't know for a fact. I mean, yes, we know what Leslie Earhart has put out there. We know what little bit Ronnie Lawson's put out there and the one appearance that John Pruitt has made. But we don't know for a fact, because it has not been revealed, whether Don was at work that day, whether he was actually seen by his boss at 3 o'clock. None of that's been proven. None of it's been the law enforcement, or nobody affiliated with law enforcement has, I can't say the word for some reason. They have not come out and said that Don was telling the truth about any of that. I'm sure they did go talk to the people at his job, his boss, so on and so forth. But we still don't know for a fact what their answer was when they were asked. He might have stopped by his house or boss's house. It's in between work and Ben Hill. Oh, thank you, Alpaca Maid. Now Don has changed his timeline, saying that TBI is the only one that has it. Hello, Sky Purple. Welcome, baby. Eve, how are you doing today, hun? The only thing that we know for sure is that no one has been cleared and Summer is still missing. Exactly. Holly says TBI suspects foul play. Thank you for keeping Summer's name out here. Thank you, hon. If it wasn't for you all, you watch the channel. Says Nana, they have cleared people, tree trimmers and RSOs. Right? Hey, we ain't thought about that. That's right. I kind of doubt TBI has it and Pruitt doesn't. John, are you wanting to come up, hon? JDTC in the house, guys. I'm glad you're doing good, hon. John's going to come up here. I know he is. He asked me earlier today, did I have a focused thing to talk about in my chat? And I'm like, I have not a clue. Do you have anything you want to share? And he's like, nope. But we never have anything set to actually talk about. Trevor Lee's in the house. Hello. Maybe we can get them two both up here. Discovering. Where did you go, Discovering? Nana trying to sneak a live in, even though she told me, thinking I'm preoccupied. Yeah, I texted you and John both and told you it's going live in a couple of seconds, guys. All right, John and Trevor, if either or both of you want to jump up here, and we'll drop the link. Would love to hear what you have to say. Guys, nobody but John and Trevor, please come up. Nobody. This is for John and Trevor only. All right, boys, I dropped the link. Kiddos. I also am in the house, but I see Trevor, so I might hang out in the bushes. Oh, Lord. Cher said in a chat that Don told her that he worked till 3:30 that day. Yep. Hey, John.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
Can you hear me now?
I can hear you now. Is this a Sprint commercial?
What's going on?
Not much. So, what do you got to say about all that? You didn't watch my video though, did you?
Why, yes.
You did not. You don't watch my videos. I know you don't. It's okay. It don't bother me.
I have watched your videos. Now, I'm not going to say I've watched every one, but I watched some of them.
What about the one today? That's the one I'm talking about.
No, because I was busy messaging and talking to you today, so I didn't feel like I needed to go an extra mile.
Oh, okay. Well, I did a thing on where Candace was talking with Ernie Shell. The night, you remember the night she told him she would talk to him in 2 days?
Yep.
Okay. In that, Kathy makes the statement, you don't know what Dawn did. And then she starts to tell something and stops herself. And that's when Ernie says, I know Dawn did it, or I know Dawn's guilty. However it was he phrased it. What do you think it was? Huh?
Y'all on the wrong trail.
Oh, I'm not saying I'm on no trail. I'm just trying to figure out what it was that he supposedly done.
Well, it's hard to tell. That might not have had shit to do with Summer. Candace is the secret to finding out what happened to Summer.
Okay, and hence why I played the part where she's saying that all he was interested in was the money and she just wanted her kid back. Could it possibly, subconsciously, or however you want to put it, she have been talking about Dawn instead of, they were leading everybody to believe they were talking about BK.
Right.
But I think that, to herself in her heart, she was saying it about Dawn Wells.
What money are we talking about?
I don't know. That's what I'm saying. Because what happened was Ernie asks her, he flat out asked her, well, Candace, why don't you come out and tell everybody what happened or something to that effect? And she immediately jumps to, all he wanted was the money. All I want is my daughter back. It was just really strange. I mean, way back then when we were listening to it, we're listening to it, trying to gather information and stuff, and we're not, breaking it down with a fine-tooth comb. But if you think about that statement, he's like, why don't you tell everybody what happened? And she immediately goes to, he only wanted the money. I wanted my daughter.
Well, I know you know what I'm talking about. I've thought about this more than I should have over in every which way, right?
Right.
I honestly feel like Candace had no bond with Summer. I feel like she favored the boys, and I think, I'm telling you, man, the more I'm at the point now where I am so convinced that Candace knows exactly what happened, I can't see anything else.
Right.
The money, what's going to be messed up is if it turns out they get the reward fund, and that's a possibility.
Right.
Do you think that's what the money was, possibly? I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, that's what I'm saying, John, because she says all he wanted was the money. But I mean, like, they were speaking of BK, but
Right.
who's to say that it wasn't Dawn that she was actually talking about? You know what I mean?
Right.
Or some nefarious,
And see, to go along with my reasoning on why I think Candace is kind of the key to it all, I've started to get this feeling. If you think about this makes sense, okay? Candace, with the boys, she obviously could leave them at home, right? They weren't slowing her down a damn bit from doing whatever she wanted to do. She had Summer with her, which was cramping her style. It's hard to party with H and do all this shit with Summer with you, because Summer's liable to tell Papa and then blow you your whole game up.
Right.
I feel like Candace didn't want Summer, in my opinion.
Right. Well, and I'm glad you said that, because, and I'm not taking up for nobody or bashing nobody, but we honestly and truly, that's been said so many times in the past. Candace didn't want the baby. Candace, was supposed to give the baby away, whatever.
Right.
We have never actually heard anybody from that family say that.
Right.
We've only heard the rumors on YouTube, so we don't know where that came from for positive.
But it makes sense, though, if you think about what Candace is out doing on a Tuesday, that Summer is not, she doesn't go well with what Candace wants to be doing.
Right.
If you're on a Tuesday having a twisted tea and got a male with you, now we don't know, it could have been like she said, I don't feel like it was, but Summer is a thorn in her side when it comes to her being able to party and run around and do all that.
Right. I agree, John. C. Care says, remember, Candace only tells Kathy what she wants her to think, lies and all. Oh, honey,
Yeah,
I sit and watch Kathy cry for nearly 3 hours over that woman. Trust me, I know.
Yeah, but she's going to bullshit Kathy and put on that shit like she does for everybody else. The walking to the door, helicopter mom, and all that crap. And I think Kathy bought it.
Right. And that's bull crap, because they talked about Summer going outside and playing all the time. The boys letting the door open and her going out and playing, and them letting the baby go out and play. Why in the world would you have to walk your daughter 20 feet when you can see straight in the darn door? Why would you have to walk your child over there? I thought that was bull crap from the get-go.
Oh, when I heard it, I knew it was a lie. The very first time. Didn't make sense. It don't make sense now. It's bullshit. And if you're lying about that, why?
Well, if you lie about one thing, you're going to lie about it all. Just like I said about Don Wells on that behavioral panel. They're on there talking about how he would lie to cover up something Candace might know, or the fact that he believes Candace knows something. Well, damn, if he's going to lie about that, what would stop him from lying about any of it?
Yeah.
Right? I mean, if you'll lie about one thing, you'll lie about it all.
Holly Go Lightly says, Grannis was not at the horse pond, so was it Summer, H, and Candace? I could agree with that. The way she said that in that interview makes you think she definitely wasn't there.
Right. And I believe she's taking advantage of Kathy too. I do.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Okay. I feel like I come off as mean when I say this, but this is a fact. Candace cannot survive on her own. That's why she got back with Dawn. She has to have somebody to take care of her.
Right.
She does.
She says she feels, or they feel like Dawn's making Candace cover up for him.
Dawn's, I don't know about that. I feel like, I still feel like there is a small chance Dawn doesn't know what happened to Summer.
I don't know. Teague says, wonder if H running into the woods was to get his friends.
I think it was to go either smoke him a spliff or do something like that.
Well, my first thought would be they haven't talked about going to the bathroom or anything all that day. He probably ran into the woods to take a whiz.
Yeah, them twisted teas might have been getting to him.
Right. Exactly. So you said you've been putting videos and stuff out, but nobody's been seeing them. What's going on with that? Do you not know?
Man, something. I swear to God, there is something in the algorithm that hides facts. Like, I put out a video showing where there's this group of people doing everything they can to legalize minors being with adults. Did you see that?
Yeah, I seen it on your channel when you put it up there.
Yeah, and it got like 280 views, and I don't understand why.
180, and that was a short too.
Yeah, I mean, I know I'm not some huge YouTube star, but usually they do better than that.
Yeah, yeah, and I shared that one too. I shared.
So did what's her name? Shit, Smiley. Explain that.
I don't know how. I don't understand it.
And talking about it on here, you probably won't get no rewatches.
Oh well. Oh well. It's all
I swear there's something in the algorithm that when you put certain words together, I think hides it. I swear I do.
You think so? Katrina says Fred did say he saw Dawn drive up the driveway with the boys that morning, but who knows, right? You don't know who.
Fred said some shit, you know. He's the one that said Candace was pregnant and had the baby while Dawn was at work, and apparently he hid it, you know.
Okay. So, I don't see how any of that was something else that I wanted to talk about a long time ago. Was Jody Sue's like, well, nobody knew anything about her being pregnant or having a baby until they came home from the hospital that day and had to carry the car seat up the driveway. Well,
yes.
Do all of them up there have supersonic vision or something? Because I'm pretty sure you can't see around curves and over mountains or through mountains or whatever. And if they were all sitting at their damn house and they had to park at the bottom of their driveway, how the hell did anybody see them walking up that driveway? Think about it.
I was thinking about them not knowing Candace was pregnant. That to me makes me think you hide a pregnancy because you don't want to explain why you don't have the child.
True. Or maybe she didn't hide it. Maybe she just didn't feel like telling Fred and, all them. I mean,
yeah, but that's odd though. People you talk to that, pretty frequent. It just seems weird to me.
Well, yeah, it would be weird that you wouldn't say, "Hey, my wife's pregnant," if they were talking to Dawn, or right. So it wouldn't just been Candace that would have been hiding it. It would have been Dawn as well.
Right, and all these people act like they are so much better than the Wells, and they're not, man. All these people are the same as the Wells. Fred Hill and Jody Sue and all them, they're all the same. They try to throw them under the bus when they're just as bad.
Well, honey, it don't matter. It don't matter how much money you got. Me and my son were talking just yesterday. We were talking about a place that I lived when I was a kid. And it was a whole big hill. And everybody up there pretty much, even after my parents passed away and everything, and we all moved away from there, it was nothing but, drug addicts and pill poppers and drunks and you name it. And they're like, well, no, it's been cleaned up and built up, new houses. Most of the people that lived up there, they're dead and gone now, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, so they just replaced them with higher class drug addicts. So, it really, huh?
There's a good comment. Women also hide pregnancies because they're on drugs.
Right.
Because nobody wants you to know they're doing drugs when they're pregnant. That's
a good point.
I never thought of that.
Yeah, because who's going to be wanting to sell you drugs if you're pregnant? Come on. We're not saying drug addicts are horrible people.
Yeah, even drug addicts have a little bit of morals in them,
Exactly.
That's a good thought. I've never thought of that, and that would make a lot of sense.
It would.
because we know Andy was her dealer, you know. That's why I said when they talked about Don said he told the police, I'm going to go question the drug dealers around here. Well, hell, I guess he was shooting to Jody Sue's right off the bat, because that'd been the closest one to question, wouldn't it?
Yeah, but did you not hear that Haskell Rhines, I think is what they called him, Haskell Rhines was the first person that he sent the law enforcement to as a suspect.
Really?
And yeah, he lives on Light Hollow Road. And the reason I know this is not rumors or whatever. It was, and I hate to say this, but it was a person. He said that they were cleared. That guy was cleared. But this was one of the family members, that dude's family members, that got a hold of me and said, I'm just wondering why nobody's ever brought this up, because he was the first person that was ever accused in the Summer Wells case. That's who Don pointed fingers at first.
Well, the first one, I mean, I'm not saying you're wrong. I'm sure you're right. But, you know, the first one I heard him mention was Dudley.
Actually, wasn't it that Jerry guy, the one that passed away?
Jerry?
Yeah. I think he died February of last year. He died when, in the same month that Jody Sue's brother died, the same month that Marlena's dad died. There was a couple others, too, that all died right around the same time. I think it was February of last year.
Well, I know in his first interview with Chris, he was all about Dudley.
Right, yeah.
Because he acted like he had never seen nobody on drugs before. And that's one that I said, my God, this dude is such a bullshitter.
Yeah, that's what, in my video that I done where he was on the behavioral panel, I was like, damn, Don Wells, find a story and stick to it, because you know, making shit up on the fly is not your cup of tea. He just can't do it.
No, he sucks at it really bad.
Really bad.
And it comes off as so fake to me.
Yes, everything he says comes off fake to me.
He acted like Dudley on drugs just was tripping him out. He never seen nobody high. Dudley had got the highest he'd ever seen anybody. I was just like, dude, come on.
He had to Google to see what it was like to have for somebody to be on meth. Come on.
Yeah, right? Oh, that shit was so ridiculous.
I myself happen to think that Don knows more than what you believe he knows, simply because Don is such a controlling, manipulative personality that I don't think there's any way that Candace could have done something or would have done something without him knowing.
Well, see, my thought is, if Dawn doesn't know, it's a thing of an accident happened, and she's scared for Dawn to find out, because what he would do if he found out it was her fault that something happened to her. Right.
Well, that's a possibility.
You know what I'm saying? She could have been like that scared. Good chance she would have been more scared of Dawn's reaction than the police's.
Right.
Right?
Right. I agree.
Because, did you see her last night?
No, I was with my sons. Wow, what was going on?
She was on last night, and it's like when she popped up on the chat, everybody was just like, oh, yes, Candace is here. Hey, beautiful. Welcome, beautiful. We're so happy you're here. And she was laughing and smiling. And I couldn't watch it. I got sick. I went and got on Prayer Garden's panel and talked to her for a minute.
John, I believe it or not, I promise you, my son heard Cow Ladies channel one night and how they were talking about Candace and going on. And he started saying, sycophants. They're just nothing but sycophants. And I'm looking at him like he's fucking crazy. He's like, no, it's really a word. And I had to look it up, and I did a video on it, and they really are. The people that were saying all that to Candace are literally sycophants. It's people who want to feed off of their notoriety, I guess is what you would call it.
So like leeches.
Yes, like the people that was right under Hitler and stuff.
Right.
That's sycophants. They feed the people's egos, and then they expect they're waiting for the breadcrumbs that these people give them.
I tell you what, I'm gonna try to get up on panel next time.
Up on Cow Lady's panel.
Yes.
Yeah. Good luck.
I'm gonna try, man. You know, it's gonna be like a 6-on-1, but I'm gonna try. I've been pissed off for 2 days. I gotta vent.
I guarantee you, John, you'll be, as soon as you get up there and you open your mouth, they will knock you off there and block you.
Yeah, but at least I can say I tried, right?
Well, that's true. You could say you tried.
You never know, man. I might get a word in.
Yeah, maybe. They are all crazy on the farm, in my opinion. They are. And
think about this. Who's crazier, the farm or Dawn and Candace? Think about this, okay? What was it? I don't know how long ago it was, but Candace is on a channel that said her sister was alive and they found her.
Right.
What the hell?
Right, and they were all cussing Cow Lady at the time, wasn't they?
Well, of course. Now everybody's big buddies. I can't do that, man. If you screw me over so bad, we're done.
I don't get how people can just flip their switch like that. If you give me proof, okay, this did not happen and here's the proof, then okay, maybe I'll change my opinion. Maybe. But I can't say, just like if Dawn or Candace came on my channel, I'm not going to change how I look at them or what I talk about, or, I can't do that. I'm not two-faced.
They're not coming on anybody's channel that's going to ask them any hard questions or ain't got a Cash App started for them.
Right, and I won't do that. I hardly ever, I won't say I won't, but I have hardly ever threw my Cash App up. And I dang sure ain't going to do it for somebody just to come on my panel to tell the truth about a baby girl. Or actually, in this case, to lie about what happened to a baby girl.
Well, it's not like they're sitting there talking about Summer 99% of it anyway. It's just bullshit. It's nothing but them worshiping Dawn and Candace for being there like they're gods or something. It's disgusting.
Right. What is Trevor saying? But Candace said she was sad.
She wasn't sad last night, man. She was tickled to death to be there, boy. They eat that up too, man. Them comments, oh, Candace, you're beautiful. I'm like, damn, now come on. It's one thing to try to be nice to somebody. It's another just to tell a straight up lie.
Right. Well, they're meaning she's beautiful on the inside, John. That's what they meant.
Oh, okay. Well,
that's what they meant.
Thank you.
You're welcome. I mean, I agree with you 100%. It's one thing to try to at least, be fair and reasonable, but it's another just to turn over and just kiss somebody's ass. That's just sickening.
And man, what gets me too is now, and this was what I was pissed off yesterday when I had that big 3-hour live, is, you bring them on your panel, you kiss their ass, and everybody thinks that they had something to do with Summer missing, right? And then you act like a huge victim because people come in your chat and mess with you.
Right.
It's like everybody keeps trying to be a victim, and I'm sick of it. I'm sick of her acting like that. I'm sick of who, the neighbor, acting like that. Summer's the goddamn victim, and her brother's. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say that.
It's okay. I've obviously said it already.
Oh, I didn't hear you say it. I'm sorry. I
Yeah.
don't say that word. I try not to. I apologize to everybody. I didn't mean to say that. But
I try not to too, but when I get mad or passionate, it just comes out.
and
It's
that's
not
what it is,
on
man. I'm
purpose.
passionate about this because I care about Summer. I want her found, and I'm sick of seeing all these people profiting off her missing.
Right. Who is Kenneth discovering?
I don't know who
This,
that is.
are you talking about Candace's dad? I believe he died in May 6th of 2021 before Summer went missing. What about Marlena?
Yeah, I don't know shit about Marlena really. I never really got into Marlena once I found out she was doing interviews for money.
Yeah,
Cause if you're paying somebody that's on dope to do interviews, they're going to tell you what you need or what you want or what they think you want. So I don't put much into anything she says.
right.
You
Well,
know.
that's she told me she wanted that money before she would tell me her side of the story, and I'm like, oh, sorry, I don't do that shit.
Yeah. Yeah. I ain't paying somebody to come on
Oh,
and try to help find a missing girl. That's ridiculous.
oh, he was talking about Marlena Ken too. That's in chat. Sorry, Trevor. I see the name Marlena, and it just goes straight to there.
Yeah, and I wasn't trying to offend you because I know you did some stuff about Marlena, but
No, that's
she come off so fraudulent to me that it disgusted me. I didn't want to even give her the time of day.
oh, I didn't. I looked for her because I wanted to know what her part was. It because it was said that she was living there when Summer got gone.
Yeah, I'm not. That's what I said. I don't want you to think I'm being an ass to you. I'm not meaning to. I just don't like her. You know.
Right. In my opinion, the then reason Candace goes on panel every day over there is to fill her cash app. I wouldn't doubt it one bit.
Oh yeah, that's their thing, man. Everybody's enabling the shit out of them. And if you've ever watched Dr. Phil, you know you don't enable somebody with a substance abuse problem. That's the worst thing you can do. Right? Thank you,
Right.
buddy.
Sure, here pay money to hear their lies. What about that bullcrap where Don's out there putting that thing out there? You pay for the memberships and I'll tell you all my dirty little secrets I've had in the past. Ain't that some crap?
I don't know what. Run that by me again.
Kim Mullen and Don Wells have started, I don't know if they started a new channel or just added memberships to the channel or what, but they put a thing out there stating that if you pay for memberships, then you get to hear about Don Wells and his past life or his past stories.
Oh, his past stories of being a dopehead thief.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. All his dirty little secrets. I mean, they didn't actually put that out there, but I did. But that's what they're meaning. I mean, good gosh, knowing what we know on him already, what in the world could they actually tell us if we paid them? And it would probably all be lies, anyways. Or maybe it would be the truth, but who would want to hear it?
Did you see the post they made with Dawn under the bus?
Yes, I seen that.
Wasn't that some cheesy, disgusting shit for a man with a missing child to do?
Yes. Oh, I just ran across somebody was saying something earlier about her. Oh, I think it was Trevor was saying that she was oohing and on over some baby with her with the missing child.
I'd really like to meet Dawn in person. You know it?
Yeah.
I'd like
Hello,
to meet
Miss Messy Jessie. Hello,
is my girl here?
Yeah, your girl's here.
Jesse, you stay away from Nana. I feel like she tries to steal you.
She don't have to stay away from me. She comes in here even when you're not around.
Jesse, is this
And
true?
it's her own free will.
Oh my goodness. You don't steal my meme maker, Nana.
What? Jessie is a good girl. She's not going to stab you in the back.
She better not. Jesse's got control of my whole channel.
I know.
I worry about it sometimes.
Oh, you ain't got nothing to worry about with Jessie. Not one thing. She is completely devoted to you and Brandy.
Listen, Nana, I'm on my way to get my son. I'm gonna stay on here, but if I lose you, it was nice seeing you.
All right.
But I'm gonna stay on here. I might be able to make it through.
All right.
I can drive and be on panel at the same time.
What is he at ball practice or something? That's the other name.
No, there you are.
This young man has been coming up on my channel a lot lately.
Who's that?
Green Eyes.
He's been on my channel too.
If I remember correctly, Lone Wolf is his alternate name. Or if it's not, somebody's took over his alternate name. There's a lot of people out there that has no clue who Green Eyes even is. I was supposed to do a video telling everybody who it was and how he's connected to the case, and I've forgotten to do it.
Am I losing you?
Well, I didn't hear you say anything. Did you say something? Are you there?
I said, am I losing you?
Oh, no.
Shit.
We can still hear you.
Okay,
well,
I'll mess you live up. If it gets bad, just boot me off.
Oh, no, you're fine. Well, if Green Eyes helps, it would be a good thing. It wouldn't matter who it was. If anybody helps, it would be a good thing. I have no problem with that. Tig, what motive? Just being fired doesn't make you want to take a child, right? Yeah, I don't think Dudley did it.
That's an extreme overreaction to get fired, ain't it?
Right, or even to get money. That's just like they kept hollering, oh, they traded her, some drug dealer traded her for the drugs or what. I don't know any drug addicts who would want to be bothered with a 5-year-old child and them doing illegal business. I mean, or even the people who take the drugs. Who would want to be settled with a 5-year-old kid while you're doing drugs? I just don't get it.
Or the heat that would come with having the 5-year-old kid.
Exactly. And you're doing something illegal. Get real.
Yeah, it don't make a lot of sense unless it's a big trafficking deal.
Right. Someone wanted money. They had $74,000 waiting for them, and they didn't take it. Who had $74,000 waiting for them?
That's new to me.
I don't know. I don't know who he's talking about. Does anyone remember the phone call recorded with Candace and a man last year? She was talking about renting summer to him. That wasn't a phone call, and that wasn't I never heard a phone call, should I say. But that video about that one dude, that old man and that woman arguing, that was not Candace in that video, guys. I really, truly do not believe that was them. Do you know what video I'm talking about, John?
Yeah, I don't think that was him either.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I'm trying not to talk a lot. I don't break up. And,
yeah, you're breaking up now.
Well, boot me off, and I'll be back in a little bit.
Okay. I'll talk to you in a little bit. Okay, guys. He's gone. Dudley said himself all he ever did after work at dinner was talk shit to his wife about what Dawn did. He hated Dawn. Dawn screwed him out of $8,000, right? I remember Dudley saying that. He'll be back, Robin, hopefully. Nana's Angels, why do you not think it was Candace? Just curious because I thought it sounded just like drunk Andy's. What do you mean I didn't think it sounded like Candace? Oh, it may have. I don't think it was them because first of all, it was like from another part of Tennessee, if I remember correctly. That those people were from a totally different part of Tennessee. Are you leaving, Ellie? You have a good night, sweetheart. I saw that video. I don't believe it was them. Right? I don't either. It was just something about it. It just didn't. I'm sure law enforcement was given that video, and I'm sure they tracked that man down. I do believe if he had Summer or he had gotten Summer or anything like that, they would have already found her by now. Candace spends more time on YouTube than hanging flyers or walk in a field, woods, etc. for Summer. I agree. If they put half as much energy into looking for their child or trying to find their child that they do in getting drunk or having a wonderful time on YouTube, whether it's one, the other, or both of them together, they may have found her by now. I have said from the beginning that Summer was sold. She was going to be kept. Hang on a second, guys. She was going to be kept, but the case got so big, Dawn needed to pay off the drug debt. That's what we were just talking about a minute ago, guys. I don't see whether they're the person selling the drugs or the person buying the drugs. I don't see any drug person related to drugs wanting a child around. Like John said, for one, it would bring too much heat in on them and them already doing something illegal. Not to mention, if you're doing the drugs, you don't want to have to worry about to feed a child or worry about finding or keeping track of a child. And if you're the one selling them, you're going to run your customers off if they walk in and see a little kid there. Why would two innocent parents throw away hundreds of missing posters for their child? I don't know. Did they do that? I haven't heard that. I heard that they had them stacked up in the trunk or something of their car. Kathy is not believable. She will cover for Candace. Well, I don't know about that. Trafficking works differently. I will be right back, guys. All right, I'm back. Nothing the Wells do or say is normal when it comes to a missing child. I know we all react differently, but those two, they know something or did something. They ain't right. Hey, Nana, how are you doing? It's been a while since I've been able to catch you. Hopefully you are doing well. I'm doing great, blessed. How are you? Suzette, how are you doing tonight, hon? I was just repeating what she said, Joe. And why does she wear a mask? Is she in the room with someone when she is speaking? Just one? No, I can vouch for that. Kathy wears a mask all the time, no matter where she's at. I can vouch that, guys. We were out in public, sitting out on the sidewalk, smoking cigarettes, and she still had her mask on with nobody else around, just me and her. Dawn says the safe had bullets. We don't know that's true. No, we don't know it's true, but I believe Trevor found some information about that. Trevor, are you still in here? She says she wears a mask due to allergies. Not sure why, but what she said. Yeah, that's why she says she wears it. Are a lot of people in chat local? Value their opinions, just saying. How many people are local within, say, 30 minutes of Rogersville, guys? Can we have a roll call here? Put a 1 in chat if you're at least 30 minutes away from Rogersville, within that area. Kathy has severe asthma. Kenneth is not Don's dad. Don's dad is Don. His name is Donald also. Kenneth was, James Kenneth Bly is Candace's dad. Trevor, you should go up. Is Trevor still in here? Right. Trevor's local, of course. Robin's local. HDC's a 1 hour away from there. One or pretty close to it. I'm 54 minutes away, so. Trevor, if you want to come up, son, I'll drop a link. And nobody else will be up here. I will not allow anybody else except, well, John, if he comes back. I dropped the link, Trevor, if you want to take the link. Debbie H says she's 45 minutes away. Don said he got rid of the bullets. Yeah. But that's awful funny because that's what they found in the safe, supposedly. So if he got rid of them, but yet they still found them, I wonder what was actually in the safe that he was so worried that he was going to go to prison for the rest of his life over. That's what was said. The phone call to Josh by a friend sounded like a prank from the Wells or the Farm Channel. Well, we know how they like their prank phone calls, don't we? It's the Piggly Wiggly where Don's shot. I missed that. Kenneth left some money for Summer less than a month before Summer got gone. Well, see, guys, and I don't know whether that's true or whether it's not. I would love to see paperwork if it's true. But he has so many grandkids. Why would he have not left all of them something? I mean, he hardly knew Summer, right? I'm going to have to go listen to that call because I didn't hear it. I've never been to Piggly Wiggly, but the name is so silly. I've always wanted to go. It's just another grocery store, sweetheart. Ain't nothing special. Four miles from Ben Hill. I'm on desktop PC. I have no cam or microphone. Kenneth died before Dawn and Candace moved to Tennessee. No, are you talking about Candace Bly's father, Kenneth? Is that who you're referring to? Mimi of 6. because Candace's dad died the month before Summer disappeared. I think it was like May 6th that he died. You can go online and watch his funeral. Kenneth loved Summer. Candace was jealous and Kenneth died, and Summer got gone 3 weeks later. No, guys, come on. Yeah, okay, Kenneth Bly. Kenneth Bly died the early part of May. I believe it was May 6th of 2021. Like I said, you can go online and watch his funeral. You can see his 2 oldest kids, everything. He did not die years before, or whatever it was that was said. He died a little over a month before Summer got gone. Did Summer go to his funeral? I mean, did Candace go to his funeral? Just curious. I don't believe she did. I'm not going to say she didn't, but I don't think she did. I thought you were talking about Mr. Goad. No, that's William Goad. His name is William. He died right before she got gone because rumors were Summer was beneficiary, but I never thought anything else about it. Right. Everything we discuss is not fact. All content and opinions are alleged and are for the entertainment and educational purposes only. Correct. Out of face. What? Trevor, what are you saying? I'm not getting it, Trevor. Are you okay? No, Grandis didn't kill him off. Guys, he was nearly, 80? Late 70s, early 80s when he passed. Well, thank you, Blessed. Nona dropped a link if you want to go up on panel. Yeah, Trevor, absolutely. You know you're more than welcome to anytime. I dropped it again if you want to take it. And please come up and explain what you were saying, because I did not get that. It didn't show up as emojis, Trevor. I don't think for 1 minute that's why Summer got gone. I think it was a sick bonus for someone. I watched funeral on YouTube. Didn't see Candace there. Right, I didn't see her either. Spelling out the emojis, okay. Well, I'm not used to seeing the emojis spelled out. $85, I just looked at the obit. Okay. It might be a gift. They don't work in chat, I think. The first emoji I ever, if I even remember how to do it. Oh, hang on. That's the first emoji I ever learned how to make. Oh, wait a minute. That ain't it. How do you know it might be? Wait a minute. I'm trying to figure out which was the first emoji I ever done. I can't even think of what it was now. Anyways, you didn't spell them out, and they weren't cute little faces on the screen. It was you did it with all the asterisks and all that crap. They didn't show on StreamYard. Okay. Hey, Bob G. A cremation would take 2 to 3 hours. I believe I've talked to a funeral director, and I believe he said it would take longer than that, and it burns at 15 or 1800 degrees. Right, exactly. Yeah, see, it don't work, guys. Right, the smiley face. No, this one was the one where you had 2 eyes and you used the upside down question mark for the nose. I think you used asterisks for the eyes. And you used an upside down question mark, but I don't remember where to even get that on the keyboard now. Annabelle, I don't even realize Candace has a brother. Kenneth Jr., why do so many people have the same names? Honey, I don't have a clue. I wondered that from the get-go. I thought all of them were crazy. Or nobody had any brains that they all just named their kids the same thing. And the bad part about it is it's on both sides of the family. It wasn't even, Candace's mom, Candace's daughter, her ex-husband, her son, Don, his dad, his son. I mean, everybody's named the same damn thing. I worked at a pet crematorium and cremated thousands of pets, so I think I know a little bit about cremation. You might, Bob, for pets, but a man that owns and runs a funeral home and a crematorium knows a little bit more about it. I mean, he's had the business for over 40 years. Hang on a second. And we've had this discussion before on my channel. Shoot. Let me see if I can find their number. Hang on a second. Come on, answer the phone, lady.
Please leave your message for 6.
Well, she's not answering, guys. That lady right there grew up in that funeral home. Her brother's the one that owns the funeral home. And way back in the early days of my channel, we did a live, and she was on there, and she told everything that she knew about it. Confused government social security records to use credit cards different. Okay, I've lost. That's a very good possibility. She was taken out of state. That's one of the things that I lean towards. I prefer to believe. Per Google, burning of a dead body, turning them into ashes can take about 3 to 4 hours, and processing the cremated remains takes about 2 to 3 hours. You're 4 miles from up there? Thank you, by the way, Robin. Thank you. My dad worked for a funeral home years ago, and you are right. It takes a while to cremate. Joe says, Candace and Don are dumb as a box of rocks. I didn't know you was from the country, Joe. I don't think she was either. They did not have enough time, guys. From the time she supposedly got gone till the time they called the sheriff's department, there was not enough time. Be the Bean is asking Holler Boy, what's the local observation? What do you guys think? So does it take over 600 days because she's still missing? No, it don't take over 600 days. That part I can believe. Okay. I posted that. Scroll back. They all say Summer's demise came from the 3 adults, the 1 teenage male, or 3 male siblings. Some of those 7 now, that she was sold or unalived by someone on that hill. That's what Holler Boy says, guys. Right. My opinion has changed. Summer was sold to an out-of-state buyer. I personally think either she really got lost or covered up. Has to be sitting on something TBI is going to go after. Yes, the community is in unison that the people on that hill know. Oh wow, thanks, Holler Boy. Trevor, is that what you're getting from the community too? Or from the surrounding areas? I didn't see hair curlers and crimes in here. Well, hello, hair curlers. I didn't see you come in. There we are. One more round, no reprieve. Can you say what 3 adults? Okay, that could be. Well, what 3 adults do you think? You know, come on, the parents. Either on that hill or the hill across the road. She didn't look well in the pics for a while before she went missing. Maybe an unknown health condition took her and they panicked. I don't want to speak for everyone, but yes, a majority of people here think the parents know more than they say, and they're probably responsible. We all just want her found. 100%, Trevor. Candace, Grandish, and Dondish. Oh, hang on a second, guys. Hang on. This is the funeral director. Hang on. Okay, guys, this is Miss Marianne. She's also one of my mods that hasn't been in here in a while. Now, can you tell them what you just told me?
Sure, absolutely. Cremation usually takes anywhere between 2 and 3 hours, and there is a cooling off time where the cremains are still in the incinerator and they cool off, and then just a simple broom, they're swept into a bucket that has a sifter in it, and the cremains are sifted through where the ash falls down into a bucket, and then the shaker collects all of the bones, any kind of prostheses or medical equipment that might be in the body, that might be metal, pacemakers, you name it. And then all of those things get taken out, and then all of the bones and the teeth are then put into an actual blender, and they are chopped up and incinerated as small as possible. And then the contents of the bones and the contents of the ash that was sifted through get put together, and then they're usually put into a plastic clear bag and into a cardboard box that gets sent back from the crematory to the funeral home, where the family would either pick up the remains as they are and do their own thing with the cremains, ashes, or a funeral home would provide options for urns, and then we would just put the cremains in the urns and seal them and then give them to the family.
And how do you know all this, Marianne?
I grew up in a funeral home, and then my brother is a mortician. My father is a mortician. My grandfather is a mortician, and my brother is now a death scene investigator.
Okay, now do you believe that they would have had time? You know about all the Summer Wells case. Do you think they would have had time to have cremated that child?
Time?
Yeah.
You, first of all, it would have to, it is extremely, extremely difficult to burn a human body and break down the flesh and the bone if you are not using an incinerator type heat. So, and usually any kind of cremation service, they have a state number on them that they have to follow, because everyone that's cremated, it gets recorded with the state.
And did we not call and talk with your brother about all that? We did, didn't we?
Oh gosh, yes. Long time ago.
Yeah. So.
Yep.
Anyways, guys, I'm Bob G. I apologize. Granted, it does take 2 to 3 hours, 3 to 4 hours, whatever. But there's a whole lot more to it than just burning it.
And a lot of, you know what, things that a lot of people don't understand is the family, if a family decides to do a church service, and then they decide to do cremation, usually at the end of the church service, we see the family break up and kind of go their own separate ways. A lot of people don't know that family members and friends of the family can actually go to the crematory, and they can witness the cremation, and actually there have been times where you actually have family members push the casket into the furnace. And a lot of people just think that the services end when the church ends, and then, the body goes off to the crematory. And I see a lot of families, unfortunately, not knowing that they can assist their loved ones to the crematory and partake in, a service at the crematory and be there. And a lot of people don't take advantage of that. So I kind of, put that out there a lot more, because sometimes, you have people graveside where, a person may be entombed, whether it be a mausoleum or in the ground. but 9 times out of 10, when the services are over, we take the body to the crematory. Nobody ever goes. And my question was, well, do people know that they can go? And now it's changed a lot more where we have families involved,
Right.
with the entire.
Okay. Robin says that's if you're doing it on the premises and doing it legally. What would it take to do it, like, say, at their house or somewhere else?
On the premises. Not all funeral homes have incinerators. Usually there's a crematory that you go to physically with the body.
But say they didn't take her to a building, period, like they done it at home.
If they done it at home, there's going to be evidence of very big bones. You need such high heat for so long to break down a body. It's not as easy as people think. And it's got to be sustained high heat.
Didn't Joey say like 1,500, 1,800 degrees or something like that?
Let me think. The temperature's between usually about 1,000 and 2,000 degrees. So I think it's usually like 1,400, 1,500 in there.
That's what I was thinking.
Yeah, that's what Joey had said. I think it was in there.
I appreciate it, darling.
No problem. It was a pleasure. And please tell everyone in chat happy Palm Sunday. And I wish them peace and love during this holy time for those that celebrate.
They can hear you.
Oh, wonderful.
They're saying thank you, too, for answering questions. Does anybody have any questions they would like to ask her? If you don't mind, Mary.
No, not at all.
Does anybody have any questions? Is she talking about cremation? Yes. I see you just came in.
Yes. I see you.
She's talking. She was explaining the process of a cremation from beginning to end. They're saying Chad Daybell did it. I think they left bones and stuff. Isn't that what they found, guys?
That is correct. Correct.
So
there's actually a lot of people that tried to get rid of their bodies, people's bodies, and they couldn't. You can't. You cannot.
Okay. Julio says kerosene burns hot. Is that possible?
Not for bone. And kerosene is has chemicals in it. When the incinerator and the furnace is all natural gas.
Okay. Katrina says, how hot is the incinerator versus a campfire?
Of that, I have no idea. All I know is the oven and now you're talking, if you make a campfire, okay, say if you make a campfire and you are able to temperature check it and you get it to 1,500 degrees, you need to maintain that 1,500 degrees for 3 hours straight. You cannot let that falter. So how are you going to do that? You can't.
Exactly.
And not only that, if you burn a body and you even get down to the bone, trying to even cut the bone is very difficult. Very difficult. Right.
Holly, David Dodson did work at a funeral home, but not every funeral home has a crematorium in it.
That's correct. Mine didn't.
Look what Holler Boy just sent. Hang on, let me find him. Okay, Holler Boy says CB had an opportunity to dispose of Summer across the road from Ben Hill. There's a cemetery. There was an open grave there on June 14th through 17th, 21, just steps from their home. I submitted tip to TBI. Yeah, I think I heard about that.
I actually remember something like that too. And if that's the case, it's very easy to put a hole in the ground and go down and put a camera and see what's down there.
Right. Well, they can do the infrared.
Actually, they can also look at any kind of ways to see if the ground was disturbed over time. And if the ground was disturbed, the cameras will show it. Even somebody just going out and looking at the dirt down a little bit further, and the dirt that's now, it's different. An investigator would be able to tell if the dirt was turned up and about how long ago.
Thank you. Justice for, or Justin for all. It's Justin for all, not Justice. You can't burn a body into ashes. I worked at a funeral home. There are logs, and when they are on or off. That's what she was explaining, Justice. She explained exactly from beginning to end how to cremate a body.
And of course, it's done with the utmost respect, with the family in mind.
Right, and she talked about the grinder also.
It's just a simple blender. And you know what? You don't, working in this field, you don't look at things the same as maybe you. Like, people go to the dollar stores for ladles to get for soup or for their tomato sauce or what have you. We go to the dollar store and get ladles to do autopsies, to take stomach contents out of the body, to weigh it. We go and we buy hedge cutters, because those are the easiest things to use to crack open the rib cages to remove the breast, so that it exposes the heart, the lungs, the kidneys, stomach, intestines. So we use everyday things that you wouldn't think twice about, being, I guess, a normal person, you could say. So a blender, it is an actual blender that's used.
Right.
It's not anything that's like, not like a blood spinner in a doctor's office where you have to have an autoclave or things like that. No, it's your everyday blender. You just have to make sure that the blades are sharp and that it breaks down the bone.
Right. Justice for all. That's fine, hon. I understand. We were just having a disagreement about how long it actually took to burn a body. So I knew I had this conversation with Mary Ann before, and we called her brother, who owns the funeral home, and he is a mortician. And so I just called her up because I knew she had the exact answers that we were looking for. So that's fine. Thank you. But I agree. I appreciate your input. I mean, if you've worked in a funeral home and you've done it, then you know too.
Yeah, you know what? And another thing too is if people are planning on being buried, I would definitely recommend doing your pre-need now, because if you plan on getting buried in an actual cemetery, you want to lock in your rate of a plot now, because when my mom passed away, she bought the plot in 1979 for like $1,200. And when we buried her in 2014, it was only $800 to open it up. But if we wanted to start over, it was $1,200 when she did it with my grandfather. It would have costed $5,700 just to have a 6-foot grave, if we did not have the rate locked in from back in 1979.
Right.
So the one thing that because I have my son, he's young. I don't know what I'm doing yet, but going forward, I may do something like that so that, have the living will, and I'll have my, afterlife expenses, if you will, taken care of. So I'll lock in at something somewhere and be done with it.
Justin for all said they used a stainless steel grinder. But guys, if y'all didn't believe that she worked at a funeral home before that last little speech, that right there proves that she works at a funeral home.
My very first job was picking up flowers off of the floor.
Well, I mean, I was talking about the fact that you're trying to persuade people how they should be buried and when they should buy their graves and stuff.
No, because you know what? These are things that people don't talk about.
I know.
Okay, like I told my dad, I was like, if I go before you, I want you to take my phone and text everyone and thank them for coming.
Right.
Because that's just my personality. Keep it light. It's,
that would be a little bit morbid, though, Marianne. Don't you think? Wait a minute. Who am I talking to? She drives a hearse around town, guys, as her everyday car.
Finally, I got my hearse. Oh, finally.
Right. You've convinced Robin she's rethinking her final options.
I didn't realize how expensive it is if you're going into the ground. And not only that, you know what? If I find a nice urn, maybe I'll find a nice urn if I'm going to go shake and bake route. Then maybe I can get an urn now while it's cheaper than what it would be hopefully in 50 years from now. Could you imagine?
Yeah. Justin says, yep, you can tell she works or worked for one, LOL.
Very quiet between 2 and 4 and 7 and 9.
Right. Oh, well. Shake and bake, yeah. I agree. That's shake and bake, Lord.
Yep, that's what I do. Shake and bake.
Well, you're going to have to come on one day and just give us a full rundown and the best options and everything, because we're all, getting up there in years. Justin's probably the youngest one in here.
I tell everyone, don't be a burden to your kids or to your family members. If you have junk that you've been holding on to, that you've just collected, that you thought maybe one day you would do something with, if you haven't done anything with it, get rid of it.
Sure.
Because the last thing you want to do is have something happen and leave a mess behind. That's the worst thing.
Right. Katrina says she'll probably have nightmares.
Why? It's not the dead you need to be afraid of, it's the living.
Exactly, Justin. He says he's knocking on 40. Oh, wow. So is my oldest son. So is all my kids. You're still a baby.
Unfortunately, in this business, there is absolutely no discrimination in age or size. And such is life. Everything is a circle. We do bury babies and children as well as middle and old. So it's a crapshoot.
Hello, Varsi. How are you, darling? Discovering says, just throw me in the river and let the fishes eat me. It'll be my last fishing trip, and I guarantee to catch something.
Unfortunately, global warming is going to step in the way of that. So if you're going to have someone do that, make sure that you have friends that fulfill your wishes.
Right. You can donate a body to medical service, no expense at all. No, not always, honey. You have to apply to do that, and you have to apply to do that before you die.
Okay, yes. So there is a body farm at the University of Tennessee in Knoxville. That is where my brother trained. It's called anatomical donation. And you get the packet in the mail and you sign up and you are donating your body to sciences. And there are people that have donated their body to the body farm at the University of Tennessee. And they are okay with being set up at crime scenes where they're left to decompose so that you could look at different signs of sciences as the body breaks down. And it's all education, and people do it all the time.
But you're not always accepted. That's the thing. You're not always accepted.
No, you have to fill out the paperwork. You call and let them know, and then you'll fill out the paperwork, and then they'll do the interview with you over the phone.
Right. All right, darling. I'm going to I'll let you jump off here. I know I've took up a lot of your time. I greatly appreciate this, Marianne, and I do miss talking to you. You need to call me.
Everyone, I wish you all the best. Thank you for listening.
Thank you for answering questions for us, especially in such a topic. Call me sometime, okay?
You got it. Have a great night. Love you, honey.
All right. Love you too. Bye, sweetie.
Bye.
Okay, guys. I know that was sort of unexpected, but yeah, it answers some questions that some of us may have had. And is Justin still in here? Medical schools take donated bodies for science too. Well, I didn't know that, but I live here in Tennessee, so I always knew about the body farm. Plus, on the movie The Blind Side, you know, they scare him with telling him that the body farm is underneath the football field. Iris says, I have a living will and straight to the fire pit. Well, thank you, Christina. Or Katrina. I don't know why I said Christina. Thank you. I'm glad you thought it was interesting. We have sit and talked for hours and hours. Like I said, she even called her brother up. We did discuss about going through the back door, if y'all know what I mean, after hours. We've discussed all of it. And I truly do not believe that that child could have been cremated. I promise you. So it took TBI 8 months to get to my tip. Wow. Oh, it's okay, Justin. I was just going to ask. I've recently, I didn't know that until here lately, but I recently found out that you are a home health care nurse or was a home health care nurse. You're in the medical field some darn how or another. What is your opinion about the blue fingernail beds? I know you probably have told it 1,000 times. But I know when that was all being talked about, you hadn't started your channel yet. Hospice. Okay, yeah, I knew it was something. What is your opinion about the blue fingernail beds? I mean, I don't think she was passed in that truck. I believe she was still alive or the dogs would have hit on it. But do you think she could have been on her way, should I say? I do not think she is in that photo. Okay. But do you think she could have been like unconscious or, you know, like maybe hit her head? That kind of thing causing a brain bleed, you know, anything like that. Justin is a sweetheart. Thank you, Rockin' Robin. They just charged a guy for sending false information to the FBI 1 year and a fine. Wow. In my opinion, she was on her way out. Yeah, that's what I didn't think that she had passed in the truck. But with her, the fingernail beds and the way she looked and stuff, it just, if there was anything going on, she was on her way. She could have been put in acid, thrown in a dumpster, anything. Come on, guys. Try to think positive here. It's possible, but in my opinion, unlikely. Don and Candace put out that photo. TBI didn't put out that photo, right? I think I'm going to do a video on all that tomorrow again on the original Facebook conversations and stuff, like within minutes after her getting gone, the one that Marlena was having with everybody with the original photo when it was first put out. Justin, the YouTube legend in the house. Justin, would you like to come up? You're more than welcome to come up, son. Trigger warning. If she was passed, her jaw would have been relaxed, open. Good point. Good point. I didn't think about that. Her mouth, yeah. Justin, would you like to come up, son? We only got a few minutes left anyways, about 15 more minutes. Unless we get into some juicy stuff. Like the other day. My live lasted 4 hours the other day, and that's just uncalled for. Who's got time to sit around and watch 4 hours of somebody running their mouth? I have a sick little one. Oh, I'm so sorry. But I would love to come up sometime soon. Absolutely, Justin. Would love to have you. In my opinion, that photo and that video was taken some other time by Marlena. I still believe that, guys. You're fine, Justin. Oh, well, hello, darling. Oh, well, was that you? That wasn't you, Justin, was it? Or was it? Everybody, please say a prayer for Justin's little boy. I'm assuming it's your son, right? Not daughter. Who's Justin? He used to be Justice for All. It's Justin for All now. Sandy says she don't think the milk was milk. We do all hope and pray that your little one feels better, hon. Prayers for the kiddo. You can't even prop shut or prop. Yeah, you can't even prop shut someone's mouth. Justin, sending love, light, and health for your baby. Justin, I hope you see all these prayers. Oh, you got an argument going on here, Justin. I said, sure you can. I've been with this case from day one, and I thought everything that could have happened. Some days I'm positive, some days I'm not. Rumors on the creek say that DW was looking for 60 grand to fix the house before summer got gone. But see, guys, I don't see how that would make sense either, not to fix the house, because if they were trying to fix the house up and needed the money to fix the house up, if they didn't have the kids, what would they need the money, or why would they need the house fixed up? That makes no sense. Iris says your mouth is sewn shut. In my opinion, they used super glue. As bad as that sounds, Q-tips to rag can be seen next to Summer's knee. Come on, guys. She wasn't. We've had professionals say that she wasn't gone. This was some sort of accident, in my opinion. Right. And in my opinion, why else? I mean, if you had an accident, what would be the main reason that you would go and move that body and get rid of that body, Justin? Justin said they actually wire them shut. In my opinion, the only reason a parent would move a body or hide it or hide an accident would be because if they've lost one child, they don't want to lose another one or more. I think it was fentanyl contact cover up. Dogs indicate she was alive on the 15th. Guys, there's all kinds of opinions and rumors, and I welcome, don't get me wrong, I welcome every one of them. But there's so many out there. I know one of us has hit on what has actually happened. But to be honest, we really don't know. I mean, it could be one of a million different things that happened to that child. And until somebody in law enforcement decide that they're wanting to let the cat out of the bag and tell us something, basically we're up a creek without a paddle. We're not ever going to know. I want to believe she is alive and they sent her away. That's me too, hon. That's what I want to believe. Honey, I'd be happy to know tomorrow. Shoot, I'd be happy to know right this minute. They had a coroner say she was someone who is not with patient at the time, which is totally different. I've worked in ICU for over 30 years. They had a coroner say that she was not with the patient at the time of death, which is totally different. There is definitely too many kids missing. Way too many. I think she was drugged and Candace handed her off to someone. When the creek decides to fight back, truth will come out. Just my opinion. The for sale barrel video, shaved head, stopped at the end of the driveway. The milk jug video, assuming the video was the 15th, all signs of trafficking. Yeah, I believe I've got a report on my channel early on, like in June of 2022, maybe earlier, then a professional wrote that report up, and they believe that is what it was too. Hi, beautiful lady, justice for summer, I think, Mom. Hang on 1 second, guys. It's my landlord. I got to take it. I'll be right back. Guys, can y'all talk amongst yourself for just 2 minutes? I've got to go in here and tell my son what the landlord said. I'll be right back. Sorry about that, guys. Very unprofessional. I do apologize. I don't think y'all were missing me too bad. Y'all are having a heck of a conversation in chat, ain't you? Okay, slow down the Red Barrel video and you can see she is clearly being coached to dance. Yes, I can see that. Okay, hold up. Before Marlena's dad died, he supposedly talked with Dawn, and Dawn told him he had regrets to letting her go for his sins. OMG, I heard that on YouTube. Oh, geez, we heard it on YouTube. Sorry, I'm being patronizing or condescending. I don't mean to be. It's just I hear that all the time about, oh, Lord, you heard it on Google, so it's got to be true. Well, in my opinion, YouTube is a heck of a lot worse than Google ever thought about being as far as believing what's on there. Everything we discuss is not fact. We discuss our opinions on this channel. It's speculation in a factual manner. I believe that too, but you don't make your daughter dance in front of something that says for sale. No, ma'am, you do not. Peas in a pod. Well, I didn't notice it, but then again, I wasn't really looking for it until now. Well, guys, I don't know how much true crime with Dawn Beach. Well, hello, Dawn Beach. What? I believe everything I hear on YouTube because YouTubers are so honest and trustworthy. Yes, they are. And I love that video you did, and I hope you don't mind that I shared it. You don't know for a fact that was nefarious. It could have been just something that was in the yard. Who knows? Okay. No, I see you. That's not the real Don B. But Don B does know about the video that they made of him, and he thought it was hilarious. He laughed his ass off about it. As a matter of fact, he's the one that told me to go ahead and repost it on my community tab because he thought it was so hilarious. I did hear on YouTube that Candace is taking her everywhere was advertising that she was for sale, but again, it's on YouTube. I'm glad he likes my artwork. He did. He thought that was perfect. It was perfect timing, everything. He thought it was hilarious. %, justice for Summer. She could have just been playing in the rain. Okay, that's what I was fixing to say a minute ago, guys. That might be true. It may have all just been innocent. But come on, you're sitting there filming your daughter and you look up and you see a barrel that says for sale. Are you going to leave your 5-year-old daughter dancing in a video in front of a barrel that says for sale? I just can't go back to the Wells pity party room. I can't either, hon. Which video? Oh, I don't know if I've even still got the video, hon. I remember I had to delete a bunch of stuff off here. I'll see if I can find it. I'll see if I can get it to play. Hang on a second. Hang on. I'm looking for it. I see you. Barrel. I'm looking to see if it's the right one. No, that's not it. Okay, let me see if I can share it. Okay. Share screen. That's not going to work. Is it showing? I see you. Was it showing up? Put a 1 in the chat so I know I was doing it right. I'm assuming it was. Y'all are talking about it. Okay. Okay, guys. And yes, I used Emma's video. She's not going to strike me, I don't think. Right there, she stopped for instructions. Yes, and you can see somebody's hand pointing for her to run out or run over or twirl or something. I see you. I know exactly what you're talking about. And if you watch the original video, if you can even find it out there, you can hear Candace talking, telling her stuff. Emma's not going to strike me, hun. It's okay. Okay, well, that's your opinion, hun. We see things differently. No, but when she runs out from in front of it, you can. I believe he didn't see no text because you can't get text from Google Pics, as he said, unless they are SS. And if it was in backup, you got to completely restore the backup. Right. You do. I agree. I don't think it was text. Maybe she was telling her to dance out in the yard. Maybe there was nails in the board. No, they were telling her to come back over there and dance in front of where they were sitting, in my opinion. It's been so long, honey, since I've watched the video. I remember that I heard Candace talking, but I don't know if I could hear anybody else or not. I see you says, here's the link for the original video. I thought you were a little aggressive with ICU. I almost said something, but decided best to shut up. We'll shut up now. Hold up. We're not going to have nobody bashing nobody. That Barrel B was by the road for a long time. Well, I don't see what you're talking about, Sandy, but thank you for watching out. If I came across aggressive, I apologize. I certainly didn't mean to that. Okay, I greatly appreciate that. It wasn't rain, it was a water hose. Yes, we can agree to disagree respectively. And I see you says no problem. Okay, someone said that picture of her and Dawn, he was saying goodbye to her. She's in the same dress, but has on leggings with it. The only time she wore leggings with her dress was when they were going to church. I don't know, guys. But it has been 2 hours and 10 minutes. Thank you, ICU. Yes, guys. Go hit the link to become a YouTube member. It helps support our channel, my channel, y'all's channel. It's a better way to get the kids' names that are missing out there. But everybody, I mean, all the kids, not just Summer, but all the kids. Yeah, the one with her with Marlena's little girl. Such an informative, great show tonight, Nana. Thank you. Well, thank you, Heather. I appreciate that. Summer Wells missing from Rogersville, Tennessee, Beach Creek area, Hawkins County. Blonde hair, blue eyes, last seen on June 15, 2021. Any credible information, please call 1-800-TBI-FIND. And a yellow SUV in the driveway, was it Dudley's or Jody Sue's? We haven't figured that out yet, guys. There's a lot of kids missing. Thank you to everyone coming tonight. Like the content, subscribe, hit the like button, and ring the bell for all notifications. Thank you, Miss Robin. Guys, I appreciate you coming. I appreciate you listening, and I appreciate you joining in the conversation and making it more interesting. So that's cleared up. She wasn't dancing around a barrel. She was playing under the water hose. Yes, everybody throw up some purple hearts. Everybody throw up some purple hearts. To let Summer know that we love her and that we're still looking. Good night, Eve. You have a great night, sweetheart. Thank you, everybody, for coming, participating, talking, listening, whatever role you played. Thank you. Good night, Liam's mom, or Nana. I don't know why I said mom. Stardust. Linda Wilson. Peas in a Pod. Real Rockin' Robin. Good night, everybody. Y'all have a great day, and or a great night, and I will see you guys tomorrow. Hopefully, I'll do another live tomorrow. I expect to see you all there. Have a great night. Bye, guys.